Greetings everyone. Today we're going to learn how to create a website using Google Sites in our Edina apps for education. To begin, you're going to go to moodle.edina.k12.mn.us. Once there, you'll type in your exact same username and password you use to log into your computer each day. This will give you access to any Moodle courses you're enrolled in here on the left, as well as our Edina apps for education on the right. Today we're going to be clicking on Sites to create a website. So go ahead and do that now. The very first time you log into Edina apps, on a given computer, you will need to click on Sign into Edina apps a second time because some of these apps are different entities of Google. After you've done that, you're going to come to a screen where you'll see on the left-hand side any sites that you've created up to this point, which in this case there haven't been any, and on the right-hand side you'll see a place to select Create a New Site. I should note here that if you are doing an individual project, all of you are going to be creating a site. But if you're doing a group project where you're going to be sharing one site with a group of people, one person from the group should create the site and then invite the others to the site once it's been created, and I'll show that in the next step. So now I've clicked on Create Site, and I'm going to leave it as a blank template for right now. I've typed in the name for the site, in this case Service Learning Example, and notice it automatically puts the site web address in here. It does need to be unique within Edina apps. Next thing I'm going to do is click on Choose a Theme. I have several themes available, so I'm going to scroll down and find one that looks good to me. And I'm just going to pick this one here. And then I'm going to continue to scroll down because I need to add some options. So once I've scrolled down, I'm going to click on More Options because I'm going to eventually want this to be viewable by the world, but not until I'm ready. So under Site Categories, I'm going to put Service Learning. And then down here, I'm going to select only people I specify can view the site, but I am going to make it viewable. Anybody in the world will be able to view it. This is for initial aspects, but this last piece is going to make it more authentic once I'm ready. So I'll go ahead and create this site, and this next step could take a little bit of time, so you just have to be patient and let it work. Eventually you'll see a security warning. In this case, you can click on No, and it should take you to your website. So now here I have my website, and the next step is going to be to invite people. So I'm going to go up to More Actions, and I'm going to select Share this site. And this will allow me to add collaborators to the site. A dialog box is going to come up, and I can start adding people's names, students or teachers who are part of Edina apps. So in this case, I'm going to add Mr. Sigmund, and his name should pop up. Once a name appears, you can go ahead and select them. So now you see that Mr. Sigmund is here and he can edit. I'm going to add one more name, my own. You can start by typing in the last name of the person and adding them in when their name pops up. Once you have added all the names, you can send them an email notification and include a personal message, Or you can uncheck this box and click Share, realizing that they won't get an email telling them, but when they go into their sites, they will see that site as one of their own. So I'll go ahead and share this. And now all the people that you've shared with will also have editing rights to update your site. And you have to go ahead and click OK. And then you can close the dialog box, and you're now ready to start editing your website. Before you begin adding extra pages to your site, you're going to want to set up the sidebar so that the pages that you have are organized in a way that you want them. So we're going to click where it says Edit Sidebar. This will bring you to the site layout area, and you'll notice that right now you have one navigation space that it's one sidebar item, and that's where the home and some of your other pages will end up. But we need to edit that, and we need to organize it the way you want it to have. So if you want to have some bio information on the top, you need to say that. If you want to have a space specifically for your blogs, we'll be adding a sidebar item. So I'm going to go to my navigation on this first top one, and I'm going to click Edit, because initially it's going to be set to automatically organize your navigation. So anytime you'd create a page, boom, it would be there. But you don't necessarily want it in that order. So we're going to turn off this automatic organization, and now it's set in such a way that we can specify which pages will go here. Here's a spot now where if you want to change the title and say possibly about the project, you can add that there, click on display title, and since we don't have any pages yet, we'll click OK. We'll add those later. But now you've got that navigation space. The next thing we'll do is we're going to add a new sidebar item, because you're going to want to have a space for the blogs for all of your group members. It's going to be a navigation page element, so we'll click on Add. Now you have the second one. This is where you kind of have to keep things in order. So this top one again was about the project. Here's this one's going to be our blog. So I'm going to click Edit. When that comes up, I'm going to make sure it's set so that it's not automatically. I'm going to change the title here to maybe Team Blogs. And click OK. It's always important that once you've made changes to your sidebar and that you click on Save Changes. You should see a little message saying the changes were saved. Once that happens, there it is, and now we can return to the site. And you'll note on the site that now in our sidebar, you'll see those two navigation areas about the project and the team blogs. Obviously there's nothing there yet, but eventually we'll have that information. This website works very similar to a wiki. In order to edit it, you click on Edit Page. The page will then change to allow you to make changes and edit. We'll say no to this. Here you can enter text on your page. You can also insert images, video, tables, or other things. And I apologize, the screencast is slow to catch up to all my hard work here. But here you can see the insert menu. You can do formatting, so you can have columns. You can insert tables, change your layouts for it. There's lots of different options. You can see you can add maps, calendars. Some people may want to embed a calendar on here, so you would first go up to calendars up on top, create the calendar for the service project, and then when you come back to your web page, when you click on calendar, it gives you the option of what calendar you're going to embed, and you can select that service learning one and put that on there as well, so that as you have different dates where you do things, those can be on the calendar and they can be viewed on your website. So there's lots of different things you can add. Once you have everything on your page the way you want it to look, you'll come up over here and click Save, and that will save the changes that you've made. So when you come to your page, click Edit Page, make your changes, and then click Save for things to stay. Once you have your main page created, the next step is to start looking at other pages that you might need in your organization. It's usually a good idea to storyboard out your website to know exactly which pages you need, what the structure is going to be organizationally, where they're going to be located in relation to each other. But for right now, I'm just going to start creating some different pages that we might need for this project. So I'm going to go up here to Create Page. And when you do so, it's going to ask what type of page you want to create. In Google Sites, you have a blank page template that you can use, but you have a couple others depending on the type of information you want to display. So I could have a basic web page, which you just saw. I could have announcements, and that would be your blog. I could add files and kind of a file cabinet list. I could create a list. So if you were going to have a list of different things, you could use this list template, or you could have a start page, a launching page as your page. You can always go in on any page that gets created and change the template under the menu. In this case, I'm going to create a page that is announcements, or it's going to be a blog. And so I click on announcements, and then I'm going to type in the name of the person that it is about. So for each member of your group, you're going to make a new page and label it with their name. You can also specify the level that you're going to put your page. And once you're ready, create the page. So here I have my new page created, and you'll notice that it has something called New Post, so that when Mr. Sigmund edits this page, he's not going to click on Edit Page. He's actually going to click on New Post and type in the information. He can put the date that he did something, the activity, his reflection about the activity. Then he'll save it, and it'll show up as a separate post in on his little blog page on our website. I'm going to go ahead and create another one for myself, and you'll see more in just a minute. Now you'll notice when I made my page, I accidentally used basic web page instead of the announcements template for a blog. So what I need to do now is go to more actions over here and change the page template. So I'll select that, and now I can click on announcements and change the page template. So the nice thing is, even if you make a mistake, you can go back and easily fix it. Now my page is in the right format, and if I wanted to, I could add a new post. When the post comes up, you'll want to change the title, maybe put in the date, and then enter in the information. And you can type down here, get all your information in there, and again, now once you've got everything typed in, go ahead and click Save. Now you see the post, and you can go back to the blog and see how it looks back there on the main page of the blog. And then when you're ready for a new blog entry, you can click on New Post and continue again. So now I've added some pages to my site, and I want to edit the navigation area here to include those pages on there. Remember, we turned off that automatic feature earlier. Now we want to get it set up so that the pages that we want displayed are shown. So I'm going to click on Edit Sidebar, but before I do, I need to remember that the first navigation area is the About the Project, the second navigation area is the Team Blogs. So I'll click on Edit Sidebar, and now I'm on my site layout, and I remember that here this first navigation is about the project, the second is the blog. So I'm going to start with this first one and click Edit because I want to start adding the pages. And so now I'm going to click Add Page, and it's going to give me some options. And again, this is the About the Project section, so I want pages that correspond to that. Once it loads, I can say the bio of part agency, click on that. And I'll add another page. Again, I apologize for this being a little bit slow. Bio of participants. One of the things to keep in mind, you can put these in any order, and if you needed to change the order, for example, if I decide, oh, I'd rather have the bio of the participants ahead of the bio for the agency, I can click on this, and there are arrows right here that I can click and move up, and now participants is above. So I'm going to continue adding these pages until I have all the pages in that section where I want. Now that I have all the pages created, I can click OK, and I'm done with that navigation section. And now I'm going to go into the second navigation section that I created, and these are the blogs, and I need to add those blog pages to that section. You may want to create another sidebar item for your interviews so that you have all of that organized nicely. So here I'll add Mr. Sigmund's. And so on. Remember that you need to always save your changes when you're done, and then you can return to the site. So once we've saved our changes and returned to the site, now you can see that we have the About the Project section here. We've got links to the blogs. You can go back, click on any of these pages, and this navigation will be there all the time, so we can navigate through the project, and those of you viewing your project will have easy way to see all of the hard work that you did.